everyone.
Here we go. It's December. We're moving along. We're getting closer and closer to Christmas or Passover or Kwanzaa, whatever holiday you celebrate or you don't, just to get people together. So we're moving on today's topic, and it's going to be about, how do we handle getting through all the obligations that we don't get overloaded and have anxiety. And the next topic we're going to be talking about is traditions old and new. So, what does that conjure? What does it bring up for you? How to handle things. I had started with my granddaughters when they were really little, the first one, making gingerbread houses, not from scratch. I mean, some people, if you could do that, make it from scratch, kudos to you. But I would get the kits and put it together, and
Right.
it's a fun memory. The first one we made, I remember, she was putting, and I didn't know that much how to do it really well. You have to have the icing just the right consistency, because if it's too soft, and we put it together, it looked beautiful. And then all of a sudden, the roof started going in, and the side came in, and she started crying. And I go, "Oh," I said, "Don't worry." I said, "That's like the electric car door opener." I said, so. But by the time she left, the whole thing had collapsed on it. So.
My dad would make everybody a hot toddy, and we were just kids, and we got liquor. And tuna dip. We had a tuna
Liquored
dip.
up.
And we used to have the tuna dip, and Dad would dole it out amongst the 5 of us. Just perfect, too. He had a good eye for that.
That's fun.
And we'd watch TV and put a fire in the fireplace. Loved the Ed Sullivan Show.
But those are things you remember.
Yeah, and I loved all those family Christmas. Bing Crosby, who always had Christmas, Andy
Williams.
But we used to love those family shows.
So, you create your own memories with your family and friends,
My boys, it was, you know what, you can open one present the night before Christmas morning. And let me tell you, by the time we were done, they opened all of them. They begged me so bad. But I had a great idea. Clean your room before Santa Claus comes, because he won't come if it's too cluttered.
Oh, that's a good one.
Their rooms were ready to go.
That's a good one to incorporate. I never thought of that one. That's a good one. The other thing is, play music from, the old music and that, the old, it puts everybody.
Barbara Streisand's Christmas album. I have all of them.
There's things like in town here. Well, I'm in New England, so we have the New England greens and things like that, with the town greens. But they have, with the local shops downtown and everything, they have a Christmas stroll where they, on one night, they open up and all the stores stay open later. And you could go to each store, and they have like little giveaways and things like that. And the restaurants have little things, but that doesn't cost anything. You just stroll around.
Benicia, where I used to work at Angel Heart, they do that. They stroll shop to shop.
Yeah, but it's a nice thing. It puts you in the mood. It's a nice thing to do. So you could do that. We talked before about going, to see Christmas lights around. You could take the kids, drive through neighborhoods.
Lots of times the zoo will have a Christmas light thing.
And you could go locally through your neighborhoods and drive around and see the lights. Some people are, they still do a lot of lights here. I think certain areas do. I don't know if it's fallen by the wayside, but I think because of COVID and everybody was so down, it seemed like things are revving up back again, that people want to do that.
Yeah, my grandson's 10 now. He's really kind of getting out of that Christmas jolly stuff. It's more about.
Doesn't matter. And then what happens as you get older, then you want to do it again. I like.
And you want the meals, the beautiful home cooked meals and stuff.
So yeah, go see decorations, lights, people's houses. And then the other thing is you could have, your kids, grandkids or whatever, start the tradition of having them make their own things, like for people, make their own cards and make their own gifts, whatever it is. We were talking before about, even decorations for the tree and that. Some people do the popcorn stringing. Then they had those, the paper, the construction paper, and they make the little circles that you make the garland. You could do that.
Yeah, I remember that.
That gets them involved. I have a friend in the Chicago area. Oh my God. Well, she's an artist. Actually, she did our logo for Beacons of Balance. And
right.
and she's wonderful. And Oh my God, she's so creative. Well, she has the creative mind, and she does these things for like scavenger hunts for her kids, for the grandkids when they come over. And she puts the whole thing together, like this is number one, and then you have to go find something, it's amazing.
Oh, how creative. I bet they love it.
And nowadays, I think it's easier for people to find out how to do these things because you could Google stuff online and see.
Or even watch it on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie with the, what was it? With the BB gun?
Christmas Story.
The Christmas Story, and the lamp in the window with the father got that lamp in the
That
window.
was one of the funniest. I like Home Alone, Home Alone 2. I like the original one with Jimmy Stewart.
Oh, A Miracle on 34th Street.
That's not with Jimmy Stewart. That's with the redhead actress. Maureen Sullivan, yeah, but the one with Jimmy Stewart is I own it, but I can't. Something Christmas, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was a good movie.
But those, it puts people, even if you're home by yourself, just to watch it and you just relax and, make yourself, I don't know, hot toddy or a cup of hot chocolate or whatever, and just kick back and relax and take it all in and enjoy it.
Right.
Make it as easy. So, you keep the old traditions alive and, bring out, if you have old ornaments or, that have been passed down from relatives or, things like that, your kids' ornaments, that I gave my kids they're adults now. So I divided them out and they each have theirs. Cause I used to get them one each year with a date on it.
Yeah.
I was so great. Well, me, I love to decorate and do all the stuff. I used to put a little tree in their room.
My parents, the first tree that we had for years and years was a white tree with a certain color bulb, I think, and those strings, aluminum type.
Oh, the tinsel?
The tinsel, but my dad had a light that would turn. So it would go blue, red, and another color. I don't remember. But it would turn and you had it in the front window and the tree would turn colors. It was kind of cool.
They used to have back then too, the tinsel trees. Remember they were made out of, for the branches were all tinsely.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah. I know to buy a tree. I bought a fake tree. I put it up every year. They're saying more people are buying trees this year than ever. And they're not 9. Yeah. They're buying real trees, which, is cool, but I have a nice, good enough fake one. I can't have a big one because this house doesn't have the room. But now that your children are older, what's a tradition for your adult children?
Coming over my house.
My kids, I just bring out Christmas Eve. I bring out their gifts that they already know that they're going to get because they ordered it on Amazon and put it in their list, and that, boom, I'm done. I've already wrapped their gifts, but and then I bring it up Christmas Eve and they open their gifts. No festivities, nothing, just it's blah. I could probably make it better, but the next day is a big day because I do cooking and the family gets together.
That's why I say it's about,
Yeah.
So there again, just keep everything simple and, don't overdo it. Keep it basic. And just enjoy things that are, there's other things like that. We were talking about doing the stroll in town and listening to the music. I don't know, in your area, we have a lot of, there's a lot of universities here and schools. So there's venues that you could go to, and this is keeping it on the down low so you don't have to spend a lot of money, and you could bring the kids to it or just get together with your friends and that. There's a lot of orchestras, local orchestras, and school things that, are
And
good.
choirs.
Yeah, the choirs and that, and I love to go and see
I
those
love
things.
choirs.
Yeah, they're usually, free that you can go out and see that. When we visit California and that for our family there, my husband has a hard time with seeing the homeless,
Yeah.
and everything. And, we were at my stepson's and he had a big affair where it was catered and there were like a lot of sandwiches and things like, and a lot of food that was left. And I was wrapping them up individually. I get in there in the kitchen, I'm wrapping them up individually and putting them in. My husband was really upset. He goes, "What are you going to do with all?" There was so much, they wouldn't have been able to use. It would have spoiled by the time. And he said to his son, he goes, "Could I take these and could we give them?" He goes, "Go." He goes, "I take it, go." And of course, he calls me. "Well, come on, we're gonna go find the people." It was downtown LA, by Hollywood and all around that area. They were all up. And then all of a sudden he goes, "Well, I can't." We couldn't find them. He couldn't find the street. So we kept driving around. And then we went down one street and they were all the tents and everything lined up. And I bet it started raining, but I'm like, "Oh my God." So he pulled up like right next to a tent, I rolled down the window. I go, I'm like, knock, knock. I go, "Hello, hello." And this man sticks his head out of his tent. And I said, "I just have something for everyone to share." I said, "These are fresh. They're good. They're sandwiches." And I had bags, and I gave him food and he was so happy.
He was
I don't know,
happy.
I don't know if he took them all. I said, "If you could if you could disperse
I'm
them."
sure he did.
A lot of people, he said, were out. They weren't there or whatever. And so he was happy.
When I had that event in San Francisco, we had a lot of sandwiches left over. And we just took the trays outside because there's homeless that strolls through there and there's non-homeless. But those sandwiches went lickety split.
This is for my friend Kathy. Kathy, when you watch this is about you. She was out with her grandson. They went shopping and then they stopped, I think like for a Subway or one of those, Subway places or a sandwich place or whatever. And they're driving in the parking lot. She's an empath. She has a very big heart. She feels for people. And she sees this man there, and she said, "Oh," she had a half of a sandwich or what, something left, so she opened up the window. She goes, "Here, this is for you." And she gave him the bag. And then I don't know if it was later that day, her husband went out to the car or whatever, and he brings in, she went to get the bag. She had gotten a shirt for her grandson, right? Well, and she gets the bag and it's the sandwich. She gave the she gave the guy a little shirt.
Oh my God, that's hysterical.
She left the hey, those are classic things. What could you do, right?
But they had a sandwich for later.
Huh?
They had a sandwich.
I don't know if it was left over too long, but anyways, that's a classic, right? You do those things.
Right.
So in any event, and there again, as we said, just keep it simple and enjoy yourself and make it fun and love what you're doing. If you don't love what you're doing, then, don't do it, right?
And sometimes, there's a sense of obligation towards certain parents and stuff. Maybe your idea of a great time isn't hanging around certain members of your family. But like I always kind of didn't want to go to my parents, but then when I was there, I had a good time. I was always glad that I did go. And it meant so much to them, so yeah, bite the bullet and do what needs to be done.
Sometimes we just have to get out of our own way.
And
so I'm going to talk about, again, this goes back to other previous episodes about energy, because we're all energy and that's what this is all about. We're trying to balance out so we don't go like this. We don't want to be this off kilter. We want to be like this. I'm sure, my tradition when I started, when I first got married, my kids, I wanted everything like in the movies to look a certain way. They had to be scrubbed when I had the parties. And I probably made it miserable for them, but whatever. I'm sorry. I try to make it fun. But if you have to go someplace and you really don't want to be there, or it's with family, you're kind of obliged to go, and just use the light. Before you go there, just envision the whole place bathed in white light for the time that you're there, time that you're there, that you could get through. If there's a discourse going on with family members, and a lot of it has happened over politics, and one will be this way and one will be, you just bathe
put
in
the light in. Exactly.
So it goes, and it does appease.
And don't be reactive, just allow.
Yeah, just try it, and it does work. And we have to remember to breathe and just breathe through it, and that. So, that's all we want to leave it with. Don't overdo. if it's not fun, don't do it. Check out, like I said, local venues and things you could do for free in that. And we're going to go on from there and just
Yep.
enjoy, you
Yep.
know. Next week is Christmas. It'll be our Christmas
Yay.
episode. So, all right, everyone. We love you as always. And
Be the change you want to see.
she got it. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Be the change you want to see. If you don't like something, what are you doing yourself, you know, to be that, you know?
Exactly.
It's all energy. If we keep throwing out horrible things and negative thoughts and negative words, that's what's going to come back to us.
Exactly.
Oh, so be mindful of that.
Yeah.
And as always, we love you from our hearts to yours in love, peace, balance, always inner peace. If you have inner peace, you have it all.
You got
And
it
we'll
all.
see
If
you
you
next
be
time.
in the present moment and don't worry about the past or the future, just be here in the now and watch the magic.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Remember
guys.
to subscribe, watch, listen, share. Have a good one. Till next time. Bye.